Hi everyone, welcome to the Unbound Life. So, as discussed in the previous video about goal based financial planning, let's dive into the demo of this tool to take you through how you can go about planning your finances around your goals and not just focus on one big corpus number. So, let's dive into the tool and see what it is capable of. So, what you can do is you can add your goals from this left panel. You have a summary and a cash flow view. On the top right, you can actually customize your profile. And this is rather the first step every time you use this tool. So always save your initials and your age. Based on your age, all the calculations going forward will be accounted by this tool. So let's see what we can do, what options we have. So the first and the most important goal is the retirement goal. So say we select the retirement goal here, we give it a name, we provide a number of whatever we think we have already accumulated towards this goal. So let's say at age 35, we have accumulated maybe 40 lakh, and we are currently doing 30,000 rupees SIP. So we want to retire in 20 years from now. So we say target here for this goal to mature is going to be 2046. The SIP for this goal, assuming stops at 2046, and say potentially sometime before you reach these 20 years, you complete these 20 years, maybe your cash flow reduces, or you're a husband and wife earning money together, one of them decides to retire earlier, so we can add a year here as well when the SIP reduces, say in 2040 potentially. So currently, if you're doing a 30,000 rupees SIP, let's add an annual step up percentage as well. So say your salary grows by, on a long-term average basis, say 7% or maybe 6%, and potentially of that you're able to you take 2% towards your increasing expenses, and you're able to step up your salary, your SIPs by 4%. So say your SIPs half in phase two. However, since phase two is in 2040, so you could probably say that you are maybe doing an SIP of about. Now let's decide what is the monthly income that you need today. Assuming you're 35, you're already married, you have a decent sense of what your income might look like and what your expenses are. So based on your current expenses, say if we say that our current expenses are close to say 1 lakh rupees or maybe 80,000 rupees a month, and the inflation, as in how much through retirement we will take as inflation from this? What are we expecting as post-retirement return from this? And what is our life expectancy, right? So say we plan till 100 years of life expectancy, since it is known that life expectancy is increasing every year, and we say that the withdrawal percentage is increasing every year. You have an option to select every year or every 2 years. Let's plan conservatively. So we will say that we will take inflation adjustments every year. And let's see what this throws up, right? So let's just do a quick recap. You already have 40 lakhs saved. You're a 35-year-old person. Your target year for this goal to mature is 2046. You will stop your SIPs in 2046. You will reduce your SIPs in 2040. In phase two, which is essentially 2040, you would be potentially doing 1 lakh rupees worth of SIPs at that point in time. And then we say add the goal. So this gives us a great amount of detail of how much retirement corpus is required if you wanted to take this 80,000 rupees equivalent of income inflated at 6% at year 2046. So you would need 8.76 crores. You have already saved 40 lakhs towards this goal. You would need an additional investment. This monthly investment of 30,000 rupees will not make the cut. You will still have a shortfall of 1.88 crores, and you will be only close to 80% on track by 2046. So if you look at this corpus growth projection chart, you will see that the SIP contributions as projected, they keep going up. However, your total projected does not reach the goal, the required retirement corpus goal that you have. So somewhere in the journey, you will have to increase the monthly SIP numbers. So this is one example of what this tool does. Now, since we are saying that it is a long duration goal of 20 years, what we have as an option is through the allocation, we can potentially decide that, hey, no, I would rather keep 100% of this money in equities. Yeah. So if I edit and save again, so you'll see the blended CAGR for this portfolio becomes 11.4%, which is possible if you are very focused on just building this corpus. And since it's a 20-year goal, you can very comfortably, Nifty has given 12% returns, you can very comfortably generate 11.4% CAGR. So you see that the initial shortfall reduces significantly and you go almost close to 100% on track, 94.4% from the previous, I think it was around 78%, right? So hope this is helpful. It also gives you the detail of how much extra SIP you need. So if you think that you can potentially have more cash flow going towards this SIP, what you could do is you could actually redirect this 6.3K per month here, and that should take you closer to this gap and fill this gap. Automatically, once the individual retires, we are going to taper down to this 8% post-retirement return percentage, which is already being accounted in this calculation. Great. For the sake of this exercise, we will just add one more goal and give you a view of how this entire thing looks like in a consolidated fashion. So you can see your timeline here. You reach 94% of this goal by your age 55. Let's add one more goal here. Let's see what else. Let's say you have a child education goal coming up. So for this, you have probably planned 1 crore corpus, say at 2043. You have not saved anything. You are not doing any sort of SIPs at this point in time for this. So let's add this goal. So very clearly, this goal is also falling short because we have not allocated any money towards this. However, we feel that we could potentially add some money to this. Let's say we are doing 10,000. So there's a shortfall of 9.3 thousand per month. So if we need to add a 9.8% CAGR, we would need to invest 9.3K per month for this particular goal. So let's explore, since this is also a 17-year away goal. Let's say that we again take the equity risk on this. So automatically this reduces to 6.9K. So what you could do is, if you have extra funds every month, or if you can plan your finances around to achieve this goal, you can potentially save a few thousand extra so that you reach your 1 crore number by the year 2043. Okay. So this is a 1 crore number. This is a flat number, assuming all the inflation adjustments that in year 2043 you would need this 1 crore rupees towards your child's education. Okay, great. So now what this view does is it gives you a summary of what you have saved at the bottom left of the screen. Here you have a total saved of 40 lakh rupees towards your goals. And in the summary view, what you would see is what is the total that you would need to address two of your life goals: your monthly income for retirement, and for your child's education, you need to secure this amount of money, right? And the SIPs that you need to do to get to about 94% of the monthly income goal and about 60% of the child education goal, you need to put 40,000 rupees per month to achieve these goals. And in the retirement goal, you need to do 1 lakh because we are talking about 2040. So assuming with salary growth, you would be able to achieve this number as well of 1 lakh rupees at that point in time. And you will be able to make these investments accordingly. You will get a cash flow view as well. This basically simulates your life expenses and your SIP numbers, how your SIPs grow every year, and then once you have retired, how your drawdowns begin, and till when your corpus essentially lasts. So in this for this example, we'll see that we had assumed life expectancy as 100 years, but since we are only achieving about 94% of our goal, our corpus is depleting at year 2090. I hope this was helpful. And in case you need access to this tool, I have left my email address in the description box below. Feel free to get in touch. You can send me an email and I'll just send the link to this tool over to you for free. Great. Thanks for tuning in. Bye bye.